Well, joining us to help make sense of this is Ambrose Omodio, the CRO, Invest Data Consulting Limited. Good to have you with us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, let's look at what happened yesterday at the market. I mean, it's been bearish, and then we see it becoming, bullish yesterday. What's responsible for that?
Yeah, actually, I think for me, it's not yet to call it bullish. I would say market just just rebounded, and that what we need to confirm it, because for me, it has tested a good Fibonacci point of 50%, which is good. But want to confirm this morning, if market maintain that uptrend we saw yesterday, when I say yes, we are seeing a green light. But for yesterday alone, it's not enough to say, because if you look at the market, breadth, it's still having a negative breadth as yesterday, 22 against 14. For me, it tells you that the interest in Dangote cement yesterday that proved the market up, and that means we need to see more stock gaining today. At the same time, seeing more buying interest, in the buying angle for the market for us to confirm that yes, it's a rebound. That's why I said when people are calling me yesterday, even this morning, I said no, don't just celebrate yet. Let's look at what the market will do today. Also, don't forget that we're coming also to the end of the quarter, and this is another quarter that window dressing will come from the fund managers, and I believe that from next week, not this week, they start with that window dressing to end the month higher for them to also to earn higher. Also, don't forget that any seasons are around the corner. People also have to position in their portfolio which company, which sector will maintain an uptrend, where can I sell off now and position ahead of the number. These are what we are going to see between now and end of the month. For me, yesterday is not enough to say that the bull is back. Let's just see what the market will do today for us to confirm.
So you don't think it will be sustained? That's the summary of what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying that we just saw the life of Dangote gaining almost 6%. Let's see whether it will maintain it today or other bigger stock. For it, I can see the life of Presco and other stock gaining this morning. If that was sustained at the end of the day, if I see such gain today and I see that we're seeing more gainers than losers, let the breadth turn positive for us.
Right? Okay, so that's it for you. Well, let's look at the 180.61 billion naira, that was gained in market capitalization. What stocks are responsible for that?
As I mentioned when I said Dangote
yes,
is there, we saw the life of MRS oil, which is Miss Oil. So among the stock, we also we saw the life of livestock and Access Bank and the life of NACO. These are the ones that really impacted the market. But today, we are seeing that the food sector is coming up. I saw the life of Boa Food on the top of gainers this morning. I can see also Presco. These are good things, but like I just said earlier, we are seeing that the market has formed kind of a pullback. And the pullback, when you see market coming down, what we call Fibonacci to know exactly where the market will touch and bounce back. And now that it's touching about 50% of the Fibonacci, it's a good sign to go back. But one thing is very important, that it is the market forces today that determine if this trend will be sustained. If it reverses at this point, good for the market. That shows that the market is really strong for me. Because until the market break down, the 50,000 down to 49, that's why I say there's a big problem in the market. What we're seeing is correction. Market have rallied from as low as from 47 to almost 54. Coming down for me, I'm not afraid. People are not complaining. It's just because
the benchmark for you is 50,000.
Yeah. Once it cross down, they'll come and say yes, something is happening. But for now, market is staying on that. As far that those stocks that put the market up are high cap stocks, and they are the one adjusted down. We expect that the medium cap stocks and the low cap stocks start coming up because most of the intraday dividend that will come from the banking sector and few from the oil sector. We believe that this also will be a plus for the market going to the future. That's why I said every investor seeing this pullback, target those value stocks with the pullback and buy in. It's opportunity for you to take position at a lower price, because I said yesterday that what we call a Naira average. If you are seeing this Naira average that you are buying more stock with lesser money because prices are good, it's better for you than waiting to buy up with a fewer stocks. It's better. Okay. For me, there is no cost for allowing the market. Rather, let your investment strategy and your goal guide you. Don't be greedy. Once you make profit, go to profit. Also, set up your stop loss is very, very key. Don't be carried with market direction, either up or down. Once you have your stop loss, it will guide you when to cut your loss and when to also jump back to the market. All
right, let's look at the gainers table. We saw livestock gaining about 10% to close at 1 naira 32 kobo. We also saw MRS. I think you've talked about MRS, but of course, it's gained about 9.8% to close at 16 naira 25 kobo. And Dangote Cement, which you already talked about, also gained 8.3% to close at 217 naira. What's the sentiment behind this?
Actually, like I said earlier, if you see the life of livestock is stock that sold at almost around 280, pull back to around 160, further to around 130. Rebounding nice, I'm not surprised. also don't forget that this company is agricultural sector where you're having positive sentiment for the industry. See what is happening in the life of Okomu, life of Presco, and only that you can see what you already when you are introducing that between July and August, full scarcity and all those stuff. All this sector is where attention should be given to, so that we expect that going to the future we should see improve sentiment and also performance in them. And don't forget, if you look at our GDP, the agricultural sector, the oil and the especially agriculture and the telecom are the one that really impacted our GDP. Tell you that there's something going for the agricultural sector. We expect that should also influence investors and sentiment for livestock. But for the life of Dangote Cement, I saw the pullback was an opportunity because this is a company that have just done what we call buyback. Buying back, you are casting your share, that your earnings is improving. That earning will support the stock to go even below, above 300 naira, but pulling back to around 247. People see that opportunity to buy, and that's why I see after that day that I pulled back, the next day it rebounded because people saw it as a good price to buy in, because with the earnings we are seeing, a company that pay you 20 naira dividend for last year, suppose that they pay another 30 naira 25 in the new year. For me, if their earnings is being kind of it's looking up because they are cutting up their share in issue, it's a good plus for Dangote. And also don't forget that we're having a factorial gap in Nigeria, also estate gap in terms of housing. That means there will be demand for this company's product, and also even though there is hike in their price, there will still be demand because it's not only for industrial, for individual. Government is constructing road, we are doing train line here, this one. For that, there's demand for that product. That means stock like WAPCO, Bua Cement and Dangote Cement. For me, it's a stock that if you are in there, you don't need to panic because there's positive sentiment for them also as far as this also per election year. Because the government will want to also complete most of their project, so that they will use to kind of campaign. So for that, this company will have activity that business will be there for them, especially life of Julius Berger, WAPCO, because this campaign will come from anywhere from now. And before you campaign, before you campaign, go and complete your road. So that I tell you, I started this road. But if you want to campaign without that,
well, it's even in the news. They are making a compilation of what this government has done already. Okay, you mentioned buyback the other time. Let's talk about buyback. What's the importance or the impact of buyback?
Buyback is not only in this climate. If you look at mature market, it's a thing that big companies does once in a while, just to make sure that they reduce their share in issue to improve the valuation of their company. Once you buy back, you are reducing your share in issue. That means your earnings will improve because you are cutting down the numbers of share in issue, because you are buying back with your word. It also shows that a company is robust. They have strong earnings or strong reserve to do that, because if you don't have strong reserve, you can't buy back your word. Dangote for me is a robust company. That is why today in the market, when you mention Dangote, it's kind of because this company that they are competent, they are also efficient. Everything for me, like you are saying, when I started pulling back, it's an opportunity for investors not to global. Also, look at foreign investors, institutional investors. They don't play with stock like Dangote, Bua Cement, and the WAPCO, because they see that this sector also positive sentiment for that sector, and also their earnings are looking up. Look at what they did in first quarter. Nearly all of them posted a positive number. If that trend is sustained in Q2, it's a plus for the sector. All
right. On the flip side, let's take a look at the decliners table. We have Len Africa and Boa Foods declining. Both of them declining by 10% each, and then we have Japan Go declining by 9.68%. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, for me, for Len Africa, it's purely profit taking. This is stock that moved from as low as 1.80 kobo to almost 270, pulling back to around 210. Now going back to 250 again. Selling off to take 10% profit for me is a good one. But we're still looking forward to see the company final dividend, because March is their end of financial year, and they are released unaudited accounts for the month for that year, which shows that the company's performance was really good. That means from the performance we have seen, if a good dividend will come out, the price will rebound. That means this pullback will be an opportunity for those that are not in that stock to take position. Once they announce their dividend and it bounce back, you come out again with profits.
All right, that's Len Africa. What about the other two?
No, for Boa Cement, I would say people. For Boa Food, I would say sell off, because actually Boa Food, it's a new listed company. But the good thing that the dividend they paid for the first time about 3 naira for me is encouraging. But I think that the price, people are saying that the price is high compared to 3 naira, almost 54 naira before it put back compared to 3 naira dividend they paid. People are like, but for me, it's a good dividend. It's just market sentiment, I would say, and also profit taking. Nothing's wrong with that dividend payout. It's just market perception as the company. But I believe that the stock was for a ban. This morning, as I said earlier, you can see that stock breathing up again this morning.
Okay, Japan Gold?
Japan Gold is just sentiment.
All right, let's look at the fact that, irrespective of the market differential being in favor of the decliners, I think you talked about the breadth, yet market sentiment trended towards the bulls. We would like you to expatiate. Actually,
if you look at the buy position yesterday, I'll tell you, we have about 82 buy position yesterday, just 18 sell as at the close of business yesterday. But this morning, let's see what is going to happen. But for me, tells that Dangote gaining, and we've seen action in those in the banking stocks. You know, I can see that banking index was up by 0.38% yesterday. We saw the oil sector also up by 0.68%. Before we now saw that the one that led the gain yesterday was next of sector was industrial, gaining at 3.83%. For me, you know, it's just market sentiment, but we're seeing that buy position is coming back against sell-off. We saw on Monday, seeing kind of a buy position of 82% as at yesterday. You know, let that trend continue today. That would be a good one. But that's why I say I want to see how the market will go this morning before we conclude, to see whether that trend of yesterday is sustained. If it's sustained, it's a good thing for the market. All
right, can you show us what the market looks like,
yeah,
so we can see?
Actually, yes. You know, this is the chart I was going to explain. If you look at this line here, this is called Fibonacci line. Yeah, the blue dotted line with a percentage here. You see market at the top here, which is the peak, about 54,012 point. Now around it touched as low as 50,532 before a ban yesterday. You can see from here to here, there's a line here. This is the 50% I just mentioned when I was explaining. Once it tested it and going back, it's a good thing for the market. The market is trying to rebound. That's why I said today want to confirm if this is sustained. Good to that. That's why I said, as a trader or investor, you must know how to use your fundamental and technical analysis. Well, since the market is correcting, you need to panic. You saw where the market moved from all the way here up, coming down here. For them, not surprised. It has not even come to half of what it has done before. That means you need just a such patient. Now that we're seeing a sign of rebound, the chart is telling us good one. We saw it blue here. You can see all are red, but here we're seeing blue. It's a sign of rebound. Let's see what the market will do today. That was, as I said earlier, this morning the market is opening. We're seeing some big cap like Presco, Boa Food, and others getting this morning. For me, it's a good thing. But let's see at the end of the day. Especially, let's wait for the midday. From midday, we cannot conclude whether the market is going to close in green. But I said that this week earlier, on Monday, that we expect a mixed trend for this week. Let's see how it goes. Yesterday, we saw a green position. The previous day red. Let's see what's going to be. That is that mixed trend, I said, because investors will be taking, where will I go? Where will I sell off? This is what will happen between now and end of the month.
You know, I would have said you should guess, but there's no guesswork
here. No. I'm not guessing. That's why I'm using that's why I'm using my chart here. That's why I'm using my chart to see that, yes, we have seen a rebound. Let's wait that to be sustained. It's a good moment that we saw that rebound yesterday. I'm more important to see a sustainability here today. When it's that up, it's a good thing for me. That means the market is back for another trend. All
right. I know you've said a lot of things to investors, but I would like you to, in clear terms, very clear terms, what are your words to investors today?
No, for me, I said let's take advantage of the pullback we saw the last 5 days. We call it the bargain hunters. You have seen a stock pulling back. The stock that has good value coming down. It's opportunity for you to buy into that stock, especially if you understand what they're into. Because understanding the business of a company is very important to guide you. So you know the season and the season out of season, where they will be doing well or not. That is why you need to understand the business model of every company you are investing to know, this period they will make money, this period, because there's a called cyclical in terms of performance. The company that maintain good performance in all their quarters. There are some perform well in quarter 2, quarter 3. We understand that we're expecting quarter 2 results. Which of this company will sustain what they did in Q1. For me, investors should not be panicked. Rather, to take advantage of the pullback to buy into value stock. Simple.
Thank you so much, Ambisomo Odion, CRO Invest Data Consulting Limited, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.